You're not just living life, but you're also directing life as well. And of course, I'm dropping money on the ground, but hey, this is what life is all about going with the flow, but also designing your life as you go. And a lot of times, people that I've noticed over the past couple of years doing my own business, and for those who don't know who I am, my team has done $1.6 billion in transactions in the past couple of years alone in real estate, and over $50 million in the past 3 months for Q1. And these 6 mind mottos help me have more success than ever before. And for those watching, you can do this too. I was homeless off and on from 12 to 18, no direction, nothing was working for me. No one in my family was successful. I had no clue about any of this, but I invested 6+ figures, probably or multiple 6 figures, into medication platforms for myself for the past few years, thousands of hours as well. And these 6 mind models got me more success than anything else. Because here's a little secret for you. You don't already know this. You are the main character of your life. Let that really sink in. You are the main character of your life, and time to start acting like it. So I'm gonna break down the mind model that helped me the most. You stop thinking just like yourself, but think more like a character, the main character, in your own life. What would you do if you were the most elite version of yourself? Again, the Elite Edge podcast, this is where top players come to become world class at what they do. And they think in terms of, if I keep doing this, what will be our next 1, 5, 10 years? If I am the most powerful, elite, magnetic version of myself, what do I do differently? And if I was like your favorite person to ever lived, where will I be at in the future? Thank you, brother. New hat, new look. Kind of look more dapper, you know. So thank you for the shout out. Happy to have you here. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think like what were the multi-millionaires, billionaires, the conquerors of the world, Alexander the Great, Marcus Aurelius, all these people, we should use those as our mind models because they got there with this kind of thinking. So well, if you're just starting off or you're best already, this video is going to break down the 6 mind models to help become a high performer person and outperform 99% of the competition by light years. How to really architect and design your life like never before and how to massive wins. Now, the first one I'm going to break down is my favorite one. This is third person perspective. Third person perspective is by far, in my mind, the most powerful way to have massive success and wins in your life as quickly as possible, because when you have this kind of thought process, we don't think in terms of emotions, but more a logical breakdown. At the end of the day, if you are going through a situation at your job, at your company, if you're a CEO like myself, and your team member or your customer or your client, your vendor, something wrong, your first reaction is like, oh no, how dare they do that? And your emotions really dictates how it's going to flow moving forward. But instead, what I like to do, it's really hard, it's definitely a practice to do, is I ask myself, if I am the best version of myself, how I handle the situation. And it's taking a step backwards during the moment, which is hard. This is like total mind control of your own self. And thinking to myself, if I'm watching who I am I okay with the situation? It's like doing an audit almost. I do this all the time with my content, with my creative, my lives, with my outfits, everything. I think to myself, if I saw myself doing this, I'm a high-level person, how do I feel? What do I do differently? This works so powerfully. Because especially if you're like doing it in terms of a speech or you're talking to people. If you're like, hey, I'm just talking to my thing, having fun, that's totally fine. But you say, hey, if the president of the world, of the countries, are watching right now, how do I feel? How I react? How would they react as well? So So you ask yourself the kind of question and say to yourself, if I was a little version of myself, what do I think would be the situation? How do I really handle this? From replying to articles, doing lives, doing so forth, all these things. If this makes sense down below, just hashtag third. If this makes sense to you guys, again, I think this is the most powerful mind frame to have, a mind model to have in your mind. It's so powerful that Marcus Aurelius even would write in third person to himself to really showcase the power of the first perspective. Kind of for me, I ask myself a lot, quite often, like, I'm trying to make $1 million a month. And right now, I'm on track to do 6 figures a month. But what can I do, or what would I do if I were the best of the best myself version, or if I was Elon Musk, if I was Donald Trump, or somebody else that you respect like? I'm not saying like those people, but different context. If I were those people, what would I be doing differently? Would I raise more funds? Would I do more marketing? Would I hire more people? Would I be more aggressive, more conservative? Would I be more soft-spoken or outgoing? At the end of the day, you are the main character, but more than that, you are your own guru. You know more than you think you do, and you have more answers than you think you do. There's no magic pill. There's no secret formula. At the end of the day, it comes down to just thinking about it for long amounts of time, being in quiet places, and really thinking to yourself, how is my life right now? How's my environment? How's my marriage? How's my kids? How's my business? All these things. You ask yourself, if I was somebody else watching this, how would I do? And on a deeper level, this is so powerful because I see so many people not do this who are worth 8, 9, 10 figures. I know people who have 100 employees, and then on their podcasts, on their content, they're like, people are wages or brokies and so forth. You probably know what I'm talking about. People like that, though, will discredit the people that works for them. And from the perspective, you say, oh, how would my team member feel if I said this? And the flip flop is true as well. If I have employees and people work on my team, and I say entrepreneurship is the best thing in the world, how would they feel by me saying that? This even goes to kind of like if I am flashing money, how will people feel by me flashing money? Some people might say, oh, wow, it's so inspiring. I want that too. Others may say, oh, I don't want that. He is too braggadocious and so forth. But also understanding from a symbolic perspective, it's like, if I do this activity, what will be the end results for myself? And also, what is the trickle effect as well? So number one is third-party perspective. Try this out. It's kind of hard to do at first, but it helps me so much. Now, I learned this actually really well from my dad in a different way of thinking. When I was younger, he'd get mad at me all the time. We'd always fight, and I had to make eye contact with him. Otherwise, I'd get in more trouble. And when you're 12, 13, getting screamed at, the last thing you want to do is make eye contact, engage conversations. But because I was practicing, like looking from a third-party perspective, like, all right, take it, go through the motions. If you do this, you're ready to leave and not be in trouble anymore. I learned that from that practice. Now, moving forward, when I'm doing my business deals, talking to my clients, talking to my team, it's easy for me to kind of take a step backwards and think, what would my elite level versus myself do in the situation? Just write that down on a piece of paper and think about it every single day. And before you know it, you start acting that way. I have a little exercise for you about this. I want you to write a play about your life, but do so from a third-party perspective. And you ask these questions like, if Melanie or Amanda or Jason or Johnson or so forth is doing a situation where they are living their life, how would that look like to me in the movie role as the main character in my play? Write down what kind of job they do, what kind of activities they do for fun, the downtime, the free time, what is their overall end goal as well. And And you kind of design your own life by doing this, which sounds crazy. When you do this in a third party perspective, you make a whole story for yourself, and then you do all you can to make that happen. How can I become more that person? How can I do these activities? And from a high level perspective, you're literally engineering your life with this activity. If you need extra help, bonus tip for you on this: use AI. Ask the prompt, hey, AI, ChatGPT, I am trying to bring my life to the next level. I want you to use third person perspective on the highest version of myself. Here's more about me. Now write me a play, write me a scenario of what I will be doing with my life in the highest capacity. And it will give you some options. And then use it as your rule of thumb and your starting point moving forward. So that's number one. Number one, to perspective. And as always, make it easy for y'all watching this. One third person. So third person is the first one. The next one I have to do is future self. So future self is our next one. It's a little different than third person perspective because it's really all about asking questions on what will this do for my future self. If I do these lives, if I do cold plunges, if I lift heavy weights, if I do tough conversations and talk to strangers, what would happen to me in these activities in the future? By asking these questions, it gets way more anchored into serving the man or woman that you want to become in the future. It's all it's about is how can I become who I want to be in the next 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now. It's a great way to stopping bad habits, going harder, being a better path, being a person overall, because you're always thinking in the future. And I know this works so well. Again, my team's done $1.6 billion in virtual transactions over the past 3 years, and if you need help in all 50 states and 24 different countries, down below, send me a DM and help you as well with bio, center, real estate, from commercial, luxury, residential, you name it, we can help you do that. But I'm only at this level because I think in future self so often. When I was younger, 10 years ago, a decade ago now, I should say to myself, I am so shy. I hate talking on camera, I hate talking to people. It's not fun for me. I had a huge speech impediment back then, way worse than now. And I would go on a mission every single day to talk to strangers that I met on the street corners, say hi, start talking to them. It was 10 a day, I think. It was like quota I did every single day, 10 a day, every single day. I would go live, make videos on content. I would speak on stages, all these things. I said to myself, if I do this, my future self will thank me. And to this day, I'm the same way. And this is the easiest way to have more success. You say to yourself, all this right now is training. It's this training. And if you play video games, you probably heard me say this before. In the past, I used to be a huge gamer. And I know in the games, you fight low-level characters, weak people, and so forth, and all different things. And then by doing that, I would be able to fight the next boss, exceed the next level, the next campaign, and so forth. And all is training to the end of the game. So your future self will thank you for you today. So for yourself, you're moving forward, just think in terms of what would help me get to my future self fast as possible. That's an easy strategy for yourself to have massive wins as fast as possible. So let's go first. Number 2 is our future self. And this is good for you. And this is good for you so far, guys. If you hit the like button, tag a friend, share this video. Who you know that loves mental mind models? Again, I kind of live by mind models that help me so much have more success in my life in all areas. So 2 is future self. The number 3 on the scenario is CEO versus worker. And even if you have a 9 to 5, you're an employee, you have a company you're just trying to grow, either or, you still think like the CEO. Honestly, I was even change CEO to main character. So that's change. I'm thinking that a whole new one for you in the same kind of regards, but the term is better. Main character versus secondary character. So this is the next mind model to use. Asking yourself, am I thinking right now like a main character or a secondary character? I know it sounds cringe. Some people out there watch this, but at the end of the day, it's how you think about yourself all the time. Is it a main character scenario or a secondary character? Am I just a filler character even? Am I actually doing the activities that get me the one to have in my life? Am I asking the questions? Am I doing my job? Am I putting myself out there? Am I asking that girl or guy out? All these things be part of that. So you ask yourself all the time, am I doing the activities that gives me the opportunity to become like the main character in my life? And I'll even add like even activities in terms of watching TV, eating junk food, and so forth. It's kind of the same kind of thought process. Am I doing activities that allow me to become the main character of my life? Mario asks, have you ever tried doing a mind movie? Yep, those are good as well. So I used to do meditation. I learned from Cybernetics. What's this book right here? Cybernetics. It's one of the best books out there, I think, in my regards, for personal development by Maxwell Maltz. He's kind of like the OG and the founder, honestly, of doing self-help books. It's the first one to do it, and he read more self-help books. You will see that almost all of them are modeled off of this book. I read this book a couple years ago, which is a little late for me. I wish I read it sooner because it's so good. But yeah, mind movies is when you're literally envisioning yourself all of your life in a movie. You will say, hey, I'm going to sit down in the movie theater and I'm going to envision my life for my future self, my best self on this movie screen. And I'm watching it happen in live time. I can smell it, I can hear it, I can taste stuff as well. I'm watching the mind model that I made for myself. And this is an easy way to get immersed into that environment. So mind model is really powerful as well. It kind of goes back and forth to having a mind models, but now seeing it in live action. So for the same thing, for main character and secondary character, how a mind model for yourself when watch the movie. If I was the main character of my life, this could be a TV show or a game or a movie, would I think this is the case? Because for myself, right now, I would say this is the main character activity. I'm doing it live, I'm talking to people, I'm engaging them instead, versus just watching stuff or just watching TV or just hearing the satellites. So by asking myself, am I making actions towards my goals? Is someone, third person perspective, or watching me right now, how they feel? Will they say, oh, Amanda is the main character? Oh, this person is a secondary character, a sub character. These help you so much more than you really think it would by moving forward. And then Jamie asks, what techniques can I use to go from a worker to a CEO thinking 24/7? It is sometimes, but not a full-on mindset. So for me, I think we're going to tie in all these together. So if I'm doing my CEO, or in this case, mainly with the secondary character, I ask myself from a third perspective, would my highest version of myself do these activities? Would this role help me in the future? Am I building something that allows me to have more success for myself or for this company? Because again, I think a CEO mindset versus a worker mindset is not just on this regard, but also an entrepreneur. People on my team, if they were hoping to build a company, one day they can become a CMO or a CFO or CEO and so forth as part of the company. So still being a CEO mindset. You can still be a employee and work for people and still have a main character or a CEO mindset. Because for me, when I had jobs a long time ago, I would say to myself, I will run this job as if I own the place and how I act differently. I'm always thinking that. I'm thinking, will this activity make us more money? Will this activity help us do more things? Will this activity allow us to have a bigger output? What flaws do I see right now in this company? How can I make it better? And by doing that, it allows me to get more promotions and advancements and pay raises, but now I'm acting as if I own the company too. So the CEO mindset, the first person mindset, the same exact thing. How can I behave in a way that showcases to my people I'm working with that I'm just as committed as they are, as much as I can be, into this process? And I do this to this day. If I'm working at a non-profit thing for charity, I think to myself, how can I become like the CEO of this environment? Which again, at the end of the day, is the same main character. How can I take charge? How can I be a leader? How can I show up differently and really add in more value? So it's really powerful for me to do it as well all the time. So third is main. What's this? Secondary. So this is what I use all the time. And the next one, which is similar to number one, or number two in this case, speak to yourself. Oops. 4 is 10 to 50 year 10 to 50-year view. I think to myself all the time, if I keep doing this for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, where will I be at? If I keep this activity up for 10, 30, 50 years, where will I be at? This is so good for two reasons. One, this allows us to think ahead. Most people think for the weekend, or maybe next month, maybe even next year. I say all the time. I have plans and visions for myself on my wall, in my mind, that are 10, 20, 50, 100 years out from now. Think about that. I have plans already that are 100 years from now. I'll long be gone, more often, more than likely, already in my mind, already on pieces of paper. Because I'm thinking in a long-term plan. Thinking ahead allows me to do this. And also, this allows me to love delayed gratification. Can't use this, not enough room. Delayed gratification. If I'm thinking in 10, 20, 30, 50 years already, and I know that my goal is to become a billionaire one day, then I don't mind waiting because I know I'm already thinking if this happens in 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now, who cares? I'm already in the mindset of I am thinking in that long-term advancements. So it lets you love delayed gratification even more so. It also allows me to avoid bad habits and situations. The reason why I eat steak and veggies every single day for lunch and dinner, like clockwork, that I think in long-term visions. Since I was a young kid, I remember being in junior high and high school, I would say, oh, I better sit up straight so my back doesn't be all slouchy no more. Oh, I better practice this activity so in the future, I'm better at doing that. I better go to the gym so in the future I can live longer and not be aching and stuff. I better stretch for the same exact reason. So all these things allows me to avoid bad habits and decisions. I say to myself, if I do this activity, what would be the result in 5-10 years? Will it help me or hurt me? Or will it be irrelevant? If it's irrelevant, I probably shouldn't do it in the first place. It's a waste of time. If it's going to help me, I should definitely do it. If it's going to hurt me in 5-10 years, I won't do that. And for an easy example, it could be like somebody you know who's very successful, but has a really bad history. And say, hey, so-and-so, be my podcast. Or hey, let's do a deal together. Let's work together in some capacity. And you know, the past 10 years from their own life, they had a lot of pitfalls and bad decisions and a lot of bad rumors. You say, so how will this relationship affect me in 5-10 years from now? Will this help me or hurt me? For my brand or for my relationships and so forth? This is so powerful. Thinking about that kind of terms is like, if me talking to this person in 5-10 years from now, will that hurt me? I watched a movie not so long ago, and it was like, oh, so-and-so did business deals with this guy 15 years ago who was known to be a felon. And when he got big himself and was in the public eye, they found out about that, and he lost everything because he was not thinking in that 5, 10, 20 years from now mind frame. So you want to think in a long time horizon to see what you're doing right now. Right now, these live videos, my podcast. Today, probably will not do a whole lot for me, to be honest. Is practice. If I go back to my future self mindset, if me doing these lives make me a better public speaker, better on camera, it's going to help me in the future. But also, if I go live every week, twice a week with myself and guests, how many new connections will I have? How many people will I meet? Who will help and so forth? How big will my brand be? I know in the future, I'll have millions and millions of people subscribe to our channel, from our podcast, YouTube, Instagram, so forth. So I keep doing this for 5-10 years, it's bound to happen. It's like almost guaranteed. That's why I'm saying he loved the link application, knowing if I can get, let's say, 1,000 new people to follow me every single month in 12 months, that's 12,000 people. In 10 years, it's 120,000 people. And on that regards as well, it's going to compound eventually as well. So it won't be a linear growth, it'll be exponential growth. It'll be like, let me see, this, a bit this. And before you know it, it's going to skyrocket. That's how life works. If I'm doing business like in real estate, my team's done $1.6 billion in transactions for the past few years. And I'm doing more transactions every month and year because it is growing with my influence and with my skill sets, my new connections. I think to myself, if I do the same activity for the next 10 years, where will I be at? Same for your job. If you work a job, will you be in 10 years in that job? And look for a third-party perspective from yourself on a personal level and from the business. Can you trust the CEO? Can you trust the business model? Can you trust the environment? How can I break my solution before it even happens? Looking at the long horizon is really powerful. Same for investing. Warren Buffett is not the best investor, but he's the most patient investor. He said, if I invest in Coca-Cola today, and I know it's growing by this much every single day, month, and year, in 10, 20, 30 years from now, my portfolio is going to be over billions of dollars. Same with that mindset. How can I think in a longer time horizon, getting more success faster and guaranteed? So 4 is 10, 50, view. So 10 to 50 year view is number 4. And then number 5 is also a really powerful one. This is investor lens. Every single day, you are an investor, whether you're buying stuff or not. Every single day. So think about that. You're either investing in yourself, you're investing in other people, other businesses, investing your time, money, relationships, every single day. And I always ask myself this super, super simple question, which some people don't really agree with, but I think you should do this because your time is limited and you need no more time given back to you. Let that really sink in. Your time is limited and it's finite. So be super precious with it. Hold it. Make sure you invest it wisely. After that, for all things, what is the ROI? What is the return on investment? I ask myself this on almost every decision I make in my life. Right now, I'm doing a live podcast. My ROI is help more people, have more authority, have more brand exposure, make a bigger impact, have more content, be watched by more people. The high ROI. Does it say, for example, I can cold call right now for an hour and cold call, maybe talk to 5-10 people. Or I can go live, and right now we have more than 5 people on the call as we speak, and it'll be on my podcast for years to come. I can reach 5, 10, 50, 100, 1,000 plus people with this 1 hour timeline. So my ROI is high. Same is true though when it comes to relationships. If I hang out with this person, what is the ROI? Will I make more money? Will I be happier? So ROI is not just money. ROI is peace of mind, it's happiness, it is your commitment to other people. Me spending time with my family, the ROI is not capital, but it's love. It's me being a good father, a good husband. The ROI there is high because of that point of view. I'm always asking myself, what is the ROI of this? Same for my team. If I can help them do more things, my ROI working with them is higher as well. I can train them better, get them better books to read, do more podcasts, do training videos for them, show them what's done differently. My ROI increases by doing that. And I will even say, in life, there are 2 good investments. Technically 3, but there's 2 really good ones. Before I answer this one, down below, what do you think is the best investment you can make? What is the best investment you can make in your life? Down below, let me know. The hashtag what you think it is. What is the best investment you can make in your life? You might be saying, it's real estate. This guy does real estate. He's a real estate agent, best in the whole world. It has to be real estate, right? Somebody say, oh, maybe it's cryptocurrency. It's Bitcoin. It is a yacht. It is X, Y, and Z. All good points, but not quite. The best investment you can possibly make in your life is yourself. That is by far the best one because no one can take away the skills that you learn. Let that hit home. No one can take away the skills that you learn. Yep, you got it, Jamie. Invest in me. It is self. If I can invest in myself, I will have a exponential growth. Right now, if you strip me from everything and move me to a new city, let's say Miami, I will be just as successful as I am right now in the next 12 months or less. I have the skills now to do that. I can talk to people. I can do transactions. I can evaluate good deals. I can sell houses. I can do marketing and do videos. I have a skill that will help me have more success anywhere in the world if they speak English. That's the skill. Number 1 is self. Again, I spent $60,000 a couple of years ago for one mentor. $60,000 in a year. I spent tons of money this year for learning from Dan Martell and Ryan Sherham, private coaches, personal coaches. I've probably spent multiple 6 figures in my education that I've spent real money for, from books to courses to mentors and so forth, and over 1,000 hours reading books, watching podcasts, watching videos, and so forth to learn more skill sets. Your number 1 investment is yourself. And I had a full-on college, 4.0 GPA, top of all my classes, all honor classes, And that was not enough for me. I still spent 6+ figures outside of college and all this time as well to learn more skills that I know if I invest in myself, my return is limitless. You watch Alex Emoji, he says, don't invest in the S&P 500, invest in the S&E 500. Invest in yourself. Best investments. Number 2. You probably already guessed it. Number 2. Actually, let's do this so you understand. Is people. The top 2 best investments you can make is yourself and other people. I spend so much time investing my knowledge and my skills into my agents, into my team, into my family, all the time. Because I know if I can make these people better, all companies better as well as too. And again, I want my team to be amazing people. It goes back to the main character mindset. I say if my whole entire company is full of main characters, we will dominate. Hands down, we will dominate because we're all main characters. Again, you can have a CEO mindset and still be an employee. I'm not saying employees are bad, and CEOs are also not bad. Not one are bad or good. We're all just a mindset. I know employees who do better than people who have a CEO, who are a CEO. Because they understand how to be a CEO mindset, main character. So number 2 is people. The best thing you can invest in other people. I spend so much time coaching my team, doing trainings, doing videos, and so forth, helping them have more skill sets. And then number 3 is assets. This is our next best one. And when I do this for myself, I say, okay, great. Let me first invest in myself. Let me invest in myself and learn skills versus high-ticket activities, leadership, public speaking, real estate, asset management, marketing, branding, sales. Those to me are the best things to learn as an entrepreneur. Once I have this down, I can then move to other people. My cup is full. My cup will overflow into other people I have on my team, and I teach them the same exact things that I already learned and save them time. Because if I can help you learn a secret to be continuously made, I just collapse time on itself and fast track your success. That's why having mentors is so powerful. Why I spend so much money on mentorship. And before you ask me, guys, I have nothing to sell you when it comes to coaching and programs. I don't do any of that anymore. I just help my team in these videos for you. But you want to help buy and sell real estate, I do that for you for sure. That's all I can sell for you, buying and selling real estate. On that point, though, after you do your people, the next one to be assets. And now I have enough capital in my mind to now invest in assets like real estate, cryptocurrency, stocks. Pick your favorite. I don't care what you pick. I think real estate is the best asset to use because we're not making any more land. We're not making any more land. And real estate will almost always go up in value every single year, at least by 7 to 15%. Meaning that your home that you have right now should double in value in the next 7 to 12 years. Let that sink in. I saw an Instagram video last week. This guy bought a home in California as a post office man, making like $8 an hour back then, $5 an hour back then, who knows? And he bought his property for $29,000. This is like 50 years ago. And now, 50 years later, that same home he bought for $29,000 is worth like $4 million. Old little small house, nothing extravagant, worth like $4 million. Talk about a huge increase in his value. 20x his income from doing nothing but waiting. This goes back as well to that 10-year mindset and that future self. For him, he probably not thinking all of these. He said, oh, I need a house for my family. Let me buy this property and so forth. So assets almost always increase in value. Here's the thing. you can buy stocks. And I can guarantee you, for stocks and cryptocurrencies, most of the stocks that was around 50 years ago, 10 years ago, are probably gone now. The companies fail every single day. It's hard to be an entrepreneur. Super, super hard. That means that most companies are losing their assets all the time. Whereas real estate, if I have that and I have, insurance on it too for a safety net, if it burns down, I can get my money back. At the very least, I know it's going to increase in value eventually. That makes sense, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, tag your friends down below if that makes sense. I think assets are amazing to do. Again, it goes back to thinking a CEO. Again, you can be a CEO or a main character even if you're working a job. Hands down. Honestly, I think if I had the mindset of not being a leader, an entrepreneur, the way I was brought up and grew up, I would totally just work a job for 20, 50 years and invest in real estate. And by doing that, it will allow me to have a big retirement fund that I made for myself, huge net worth, and it's guaranteed. With me, I'm an entrepreneur. My business could explode tomorrow, for all I know. Probably won't because I'm super big on mind models, but you never know. For all I know, licensed agents could be disbanded tomorrow, and then my whole business is gone, and I gotta shift directions. So for me, I rather buy assets, I'm already protected, and also learn skills. So if that does happen, I can make more money in other opportunities. So it's number 5. Number 5 is going to be investor lens. Investor lens. Think like an investor. With your time, with your money, people you hang out with, all the time. And then the last one. This is my favorite one outside of the third person perspective. This legacy director. Legacy director. Again, it goes back before the future self, the main character. How can you think like the director of your life, the architect of your life? Because there's so much more than just being the main character. Because the main character, they're still a character. They're going through the motions, they have an exact script to follow, and so forth. But being the director, that is to me honestly the true main character. I'm the architect of my life, of this play, of this book, of this movie. I have full control of what's going on. And I'm going to use myself as a character in this director cut. Who will I hire? Who will I fire? Who will I work with? What kind of clients do I have? What kind of lives do I do? All these things comes into it. So you ask yourself questions. You ask yourself, who is in it? Number 1, who's in the movie? What kind of partner do you have? What kind of person are you? What kind of friends do you have? Number 2, who are you? Same point. The main character. Who are you? What does that person look like? What are they doing? What are they eating? What time do they wake up? What time do they go to bed? What do they do for activities? What kind of hobbies they have? Who they hang out with, and so forth. All these things play a role in it. What is the setting? What kind of setting do I have for myself? What kind of home do I live in? What kind of neighborhood do I have? What does my office look like? All these things play a massive role into that director's cut. What does it sound like? What does it taste like? How does it look? How does it feel? All these things. And you write this down for yourself from the legacy director of your own life. You can literally engineer your whole life. Because here's a little secret for you guys. Right now, where you are currently is a reflection of your past decision making and thinking. Write that down. Where you are right now in your life is all a reflection of what you were thinking about 5, 10 years ago, what you was doing. Which is why it's so important to think in terms of 10-year plans, different perspective, future self, main versus secondary characters. I know for myself, when I was a decade ago, I was sleeping on a floor. Seriously. 10 years ago, I slept on the floor. 8 years ago, I slept in the garage that my sister had. There's the reality. But I was doing the activities back then. I was thinking about how to become a better person, how to learn more skills, how to do more activities. By doing all these different things, it allowed me to become who I am today, a man that I'm proud of. And for yourself, you think to yourself, how can I make myself the director of my life and design the way I want to have, a life by design? Everything we do right now, if I keep doing this for the next 10 years, where will I be at? I know in 10 years from now, I'll have a really amazing life. My life is great now, but even then, the same exact results in 10 years from now will be even better because I'm thinking in this long, long time horizon. And a big question to ask yourself as well about legacy director. This one's tough. This is a tough question, but really let it hit home for you. Would you watch your current movie? Would you watch your current movie right now? Think about it. If I'm watching a movie and the main character is watching Netflix all day long, having a boring life, not meeting interesting people, eating junk food, being in bad shape, doing nasty deeds in private with other people, and so forth, I'll watch that. Probably not. So having my question I ask myself is, if I am the main character and I'm watching this movie that I'm making right now, would I watch this? Would I watch these live videos? I would, because I love this kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm doing them. And it allows me to make sure that I'm always moving forward to my goals, my dreams, and my desires of being the number one brokest on the planet. One day, I'm on brokest, it'll exceed everybody else's. That's the whole goal. About 1 billion people in the world and create cities like Dubai. That is my ultimate life goal. To build cities like Dubai or better around the globe, help over 1 billion plus people, billions of people around the world, and become a billionaire. Ultimate goal. 50 years from now. And ask myself, will my current decisions get me there? And will I watch the movie? So, quick recap for us. We have 6 mind mottos. So, director is the 6th one. Again, for those who like this video so far, guys, make sure you smash that like button, tag your friends, share this video. Who do you know that loves watching things about real estate, business, entrepreneurship, mindset, psychology, philosophy, and so much more? If you like people who like that kind of stuff, come watch the video as well. Tag your friends, share this video. And again, can you help you buy and sell real estate? We are your team for you, helping all 50 states and 24 different countries from all kinds of real estate transactions. A quick recap for us. We have 6 mindsets. Number 1 is our third person perspective, which is just taking a step backward and asking myself, how would my elite level self act in situation? And it's too hard for you to realize right now. It will not be hard forever, but it's right now for you. Think to yourself, what would your person you admire do? And on this note, I ask myself a lot of times, like, when I was doing better skills, I would say, I really like what Marcus Aurelius did, or Alexander did, or what Cyrus the Great did. And I like these traits about them. Let me adopt these traits for myself and become that person more and more. Still myself authentically, but more the other person as well, because that trait that he had or she had was amazing. Well, also for perspective, I ask myself as well, who are people I don't like? Why don't I like them? how they talk, how they act, how they behave, what they do, their actions. And from a therapist perspective, I can say, okay, I like these traits about this person, not this person. So, for example, my team member Jamie and I will talk about this book that I think is really good called Way of the Wolf. Amazing book. The guy, not that good. He's a terrible person. But I can read his book. I can say, from a third person perspective, this book will teach me about sales and persuasion. This person is bad. I can move the emotions from that conversation and take the good and not the bad. All comes down to. Number 3 is third person perspective. Number 2 is future self. I ask myself, what would I become? Who will I be in the next 5, 10, 20 years from now if I do this activity? I drink alcohol. Who will I be in 5, 10 years? Probably not in a good shape. So I don't drink very often. Like hardly ever. If I do drugs, how will I be in the next 5, 10 years from now? Probably not that good. I don't do any drugs because of that reason, and other reasons too. But like that's a big part of it. If I do live videos, who will I be in 5, 10 years from now? I'll probably be better at public speaking, and so forth. So future self is thinking what are you currently doing right now, how will it help you in the future or hurt you in the future. Third one is CEO versus employee or main versus secondary characters. This is as it sounds. How can I take full ownership of this activity? How can I be the main character of this job, of this task, of this game, of this play, and so forth, and become the main character? And how that one little shift in your mind does more than you think it does. If I'm playing a sport like basketball, I say to myself, I'm the main character of this game. I play much better. I'm like, okay, I'm in charge. I'm the best of the best. I'll make all these shots and delivery rebounds, all these things. I become better. Same for my live videos. If I'm already the billionaire self, the main character who I want to be in the future, I have better videos, better accents, better leadership, and so forth. Number 4 is a 10 to 50-year view. Think about myself. What will it be in 10, 50 years from now? How will this affect me, badly or goodly? So, badly or negatively, or positively? Jamie said a hard time separating myself from the man when reading Jordan Belfort's book. Yep, it's hard to do sometimes. Like a super controversial thing I'm going to say right now. I think Hitler was an amazing leader. Terrible person, but amazing leader. He led the entire country for a bad cause. It's even harder to do, I think, in my mind, than leading for a good cause. Terrible person. I'm black. My wife is Jewish. By no means I'm saying I like Hitler. But I am saying he was an amazing leader. Amazing at public speaking. I can accept the good about somebody and also not like them and reject the bad. It goes back to a third-person perspective and thinking people about emotions and a logical basis moving forward. So, 10 to 50 years ago, how will this affect me in 10 to 50 years from now? If I invest in this relationship, if I build this company, if I quit this job, if I buy this house, if I buy more assets, if I read this book, if I hire this coach, all these things, if I marry this person, if I have kids, how will that affect me in 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now? Number 5 is investor lens. How would myself be in the future or now if I buy this book, if I buy this class, if I watch this video, if I hang out with this person, if I date this person? All these things, investor lens. I want to think ROI. We think that ROI is investor lens. And the last one, director. Become the director of your life. To me, that is more powerful than main character. The main character is still just a character. I'd rather be the architect, engineer, and director of my life instead. So these are my 6 mind models I use every single day for mathematical success. Again, I went from being homeless off and on as a kid to now having almost 6-figure months. Like, it's crazy. Being homeless as a kid, and my family was like below poverty. Like below poverty, making 6 figures a year were like impossible and not even a thought process for my family and for myself especially. Now I'm like bridging 6 figures months. So the whole life can change so quickly just by doing this. This month I have 8 transactions closing. I'm one of the top agents in the country. I'm a TV show host. It's on HGTV, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. I've done $1.6 billion in transactions over the past few years. I have a book that is a bestseller and #1 new release book for real estate because I engineered and that's my life as a director be where I'm at right now. This life is not by mistake. This is by design. It takes time to get there, but you follow these mind models, it can happen before you know it. I have a Porsche, I do live, I have a big team, 100 people working for me. All because I understand these mind models. Let's just think for you guys. Again, where you are right now in your life is all reflection and results for your past thinking and actions, which is a good thing. That means that if you want to change your life moving forward, change your thinking and change your actions to get there. Because at the end of the day, your identity is your reality. Your perspective is your reality. You can literally change your entire life by thinking about it. Which sounds crazy. When I first heard that, it makes no sense. How am my reality part of my thinking? Because it's true. If I look in my room for a blue on my wall, let's do this together. Right now, we are currently watching this live video. Take a moment and look around the room or your surroundings and find something blue. Look around. What do you see that's blue? Great. How many items do you see? 1, 2, 3 things that are blue. Now, before you look again, how many things do you see that was red? You probably don't know, right? Because you're not looking for it. You're looking for blue, not for red. So now, if I say, hey, look up again, what do you see that's red in your surroundings? You probably say, oh, I see a lot of things that's red right now. This is how you create your own reality. It is tough to separate, but it's easy to do after you get the practice of it. And this goes back to opportunities. If I say, what opportunities do I have in my life? I'm looking for opportunities. I can find more opportunities. Same exact thing is true for that as well. So think that way. And down below, if you're committed to making your life elite, having the best of the best in all areas of your life, do hashtag elite down below, hashtag elite down below. You're committed to following these mind models. And if you want to have a breakdown of this again, I will even make you a PDF. And it's totally for free, breaking down how to use all your mind models. Down below, the hashtag elite, if you want those for yourself as well, completely for free to have that moving forward. Again, I use these every single day. As always, thank you for watching the Elite Edge podcast, the top players go from world-class in the activities. We'll see you guys in the next one. The best day yet. Here's to being elite and changing the world. Talk to you soon.